Are we in? I think we are. Hey, welcome to another episode of Daphne VTV. And I've got a question for you. When is the last time you should on yourself? Come on, you heard me right. I asked when the last time you should on yourself was. I don't know what you thought you heard, but that's what I asked. Let me give you a little story. So, this morning, I got up at dark 30, headed to the gym, and had a goal in mind. Did my pre-warm up workout thing that I do. And then that little voice kicked in. It started to suggest some alternatives to my plans. And I realized I was shoulding on myself because I knew what I should do and I knew what I felt like doing. And there was a little bit of a disconnect. And I thought, maybe that's why you're talking about this today on Daphne VTV. I'm talking about how to understand the difference between knowing and doing. Stick with me all the way to the end because I've got some nuggets for you. Let me ask, are you an ambitious woman? Because if you're not, I'm going to get on your nerves. So bye. We'll see you later. And good on you. You know yourself. If you are an ambitious woman, I want you to stick with me because I want to help you realize that you are already fully resourced to achieve what you want to. You merely need to decide it's time to take action. Let me explain it a little bit farther. There is a difference between head knowledge and heart knowledge. If you go with the Greek versus Hebrew translation of the word know, K-N-O-W, not N-O, but the word know, like as in knowledge. The Greek refers more to a intellectual or a head understanding of knowledge or knowing. But the Hebrew translation addresses more of the heart. It's that innate knowing. You might even say your gut knowing. So what I want to do is I want to help you understand the difference between the two so that the next time you're tempted to should on yourself, that you will actually take action. And I want to start by quickly sharing a passage from my favorite book with you. It says, a good man, or, in this case, woman, brings good things out of the good stored up in her heart, and an evil one brings evil things out of the evil stored up in their heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. So while I'm talking about the difference between the head and the heart, we need to know and understand that there are times that we know something, but we don't do anything about it. And there are times we do something and we don't really know anything about it, right? Are you with me? If you're with me, type in the comments that you're with me or that perhaps you've should on yourself at some point. You're amongst friends, and in the comments is where all the fun stuff happens later on. So I'd love to find out what your thoughts are on that. Now, let's talk a little bit about this because what I want to do, scratch this itch. Sorry, y'all. What I want to do is I want to help eliminate some frustration. I want to help alleviate delays from I have a dream, a goal, and an idea to boom, crushed it. So let's talk about that head knowledge. Your head knowledge is where you store up information. You're adding to your resources, and that's crucial to growth, right? We have to pour in so that we can pour out and grow up and go up. There are times, however, where we have so much head knowledge. Like, have you ever heard people talk about being book smart, right? So they know all this stuff, but how are they actually applying it? What are they actually doing with that information. So what I want you to be aware of when it comes to head knowledge is it's important. Like, I don't want to go to a brain surgeon who doesn't have any head knowledge. Maybe that was not the best example, but you know what I'm talking about. Or here's an example. Like, you know in your head that if you want to release weight, that generally speaking, you need to intake fewer and better quality calories and put out more energy. So you create a deficit, and that's how you release weight. Well, knowing it and then sitting down with a bag of name your snack and going face first in it, there's a disconnect there, right? So knowing it and doing it are two different things. That now addresses the heart issue of knowing it. This is why early on I said, you've already got what you need. It's already in your heart. What you want to achieve, you've already got it. What you need to do is you need to tap into it. You need to unlock what you've got. And in fact, I understand from personal experience, you may have locked it away, your dreams, your hopes, your goals, your feelings, whatever it is. You may have locked it away to keep it safe. I did that. I thought in order to not get hurt and disappointed anymore, I would just cut off my heart. I wouldn't let anything out, or I wouldn't let anything in. But that also meant I wasn't letting anything out. Can you relate to that? If you can, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. You can put in and out. We're not talking about the burger joint, although I am a little hungry. What I'm talking about is when we keep it locked in, it's going to get stale, sticky, stinky, and yucky. So we have to let out what's in our heart. We have to experience and express those feelings so that we start to take action, right? Living numb, if we're not feeling, then we're living numb. And when we're living numb, are we really living? I mean, we're missing out on a lot in life if we are numbing our pain. And I know it's not easy. Trust me, friend. I know it's not easy. Numbing is easy. Embracing the pain to get out of numb, it's hard. But here's the good news. Once you've gone through the hard, you're done. Okay? Instead of, in fact, it's called the difference between acute pain and chronic pain. Chronic pain is that pain that goes on and on and on. And when we keep our dreams, our goals, when we keep everything stuck and trapped, and we're not doing anything to change it, that's living in chronic pain. Acute pain is when we go in there and we say, look, I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to get through it and I'm going to take action and I'm going to make a difference. It's when we make the connection and we're willing to take a risk. We're willing one more time to bet on ourselves and what we can accomplish and what we can achieve. We're willing one more time to put into action what we know in here, what we believe in here, in order to see out here what we want to achieve. So here's your big takeaway for today. The next time you want to advance in any area of your life, I want you to pause and ask yourself, are you storing up in hopes of someday? Or are you supplying your dream by putting what you already have into action? I want you to realize you are fully resourced. You don't need to remain frustrated. Do what you need to do. Take that knowledge and apply it to your actions, and you will experience a difference. And if you need the knowledge, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. It's around you. It's yours for the taking. All you have to do is ask. ASK in order to GET. If you are lacking in an area, who do you know that can share information with you? Share knowledge. Perhaps it's a mentor. And I got to tell you, if you aren't feeling like you are very resourced, I'm going to invite you to contact me. I'm going to invite you to send an email to me personally. I don't have an assistant who's going to check it. I'm going to look out for these. And I want you to put in the subject line, I want you to put resourced. Put in there resourced and send it to Daphne, Daphne, at daphneVsmith.com. And I'm going to set up a one-to-one laser focus session with you, absolutely free of charge, because I'm going to bust through that myth, that limited belief that you don't already have what you need. I'm going to help you understand the connection between your head and your heart, between knowing and doing, because you can know all day long, but what are you doing with your knowing? When you put it into action, that's when your life changes. And when your life changes, that's when the world changes. So until next time, I want to give you a couple things to think about. Who do you know that would benefit from this message? Who do you know that's frustrated because they're not doing what they ought to do? Perhaps they're shoulding on themselves. Feel free to share this message with them. I'd love to have you subscribe to Daphne V TV on YouTube. That way you get all of this information automatically notified to you. And secondly, I want you to mark your calendar to join me again next week. Secondly, I think that's third. I want you to jot down on your calendar. Let's just plan it. Let's just get together every week, every Wednesday, 12:15 Central. So that's 1:15 Eastern. And we'll have a virtual lunch together, a lunch and learn, if you will. Because my goal is to serve you. Because I believe that you will live a well-done life when you break the chains that are holding you back, when you eliminate the disconnect between knowing and doing, when you decide you're willing to take a risk on yourself by taking action. And when you do, you'll be making waves. And so until I see you next week, I want to literally give you permission to take action. So will you? Bye for now.